Alright, so I've heard a lot of buzz about how bad The Walking Dead Onslaught is, and about how Saints and Sinners is superior in almost every single way, mostly from a gameplay and story-wise narrative. And to be fair, Saints and Sinners is a masterpiece of a game. That game didn't even need to be put into the Walking Dead world. It stands on its own as a VR zombie game. But Onslaught follows the narrative from the show, complete with Ricky Dicky Doodah Grimes and all. So I'm here today to ask, is The Walking Dead Onslaught actually that bad? A quick Google search and immediately Google will say that it's not a good game. And to be fair, I don't think that's fair. The developers of Survios didn't waste any time getting the action going. From the very first moment of the game plops you into a rescue mission, hands you a hefty gun, and shows you a nice big shambling herd of zombies to shoot at. And that's what Onslaught's all about. And aside from some item collection, it never really moves beyond it. You see, this game is split into two major modes. A short 5-hour story campaign where you're following a mini story based on Daryl, and scavenger missions where you can play any other character other than Daryl. In both modes, you spend a large portion of time running up to weapons and items and grabbing them, which racks up a score that gradually unlocks new survivors and introduces new side quests. But it only really boils down to more fetch quests. See, they're all linked together in the progression through the main story, even though it's gated by how many survivors you've recruited overall. So supply run mode is clearly there to just kind of pad out the game a bit, buffers out the length of the campaign. It does double as a fun way to test out your newest and best weapons though, and it's generally the acceptable kind of padding. I mean, they were even able to get some of the TV show's cast to perform voice lines. I mean, Norman Reedus reprises his role as Daryl.
Your life's in danger. Ain't right.
But other players like Rick Grimes, I can't really stand this Wish.com edition of Rick. Of course, the supply run can be great fun if you just want to run around and slice through a bunch of the shambling undead. The key is that the developers made walkers genuinely fun to kill. You can grab them by the neck like in Saints and Sinners and go with an old 1-2 face stab, or you can just shoot them until their limbs fall off. You can also lop off their limbs with a katana or a fire axe. Either way, there's usually a lot of them around you at once, and the simple action of pushing through an entire swarm of them got my heart pumping at the best of moments. And none of this ever seemed to bother me. Killing zombies, fun. And even though there's been a lot of patches, there's still a bunch of weird glitches. Like right here, I shoved my entire fist into a zombie's face. Maybe it's a glitch, maybe it's just a feature. I don't know. Now, I played almost this entire game, so I could be as objective as humanly possible here. And I've played all of Saints and Sinners more times than I need to, and this game starts out slow. You got a knife and a pistol, and the horde, if you can call it that during scavenger missions, it's trash. It's really just a red wall with silhouettes and shadows of zombies. See, unlike Saints and Sinners, that unleashes an actual horde at you for taking too long, you kind of just lose health and die when you're in the red fog. And sometimes melee weapons can feel weightless and floaty. Well, kind of. It took me a few hours, but when I started getting immersed, it's like I fooled my brain into feeling the weight. Then the game forcing it down my throat. Saints and Sinners weapons have weight. There's no way of ignoring that. That being said, Onslaught's graphics was beautiful, exactly how I'd expect an adaptation of the show to look like in VR. They even got the zombies falling from above feature way before Saints and Sinners even had it, and the slowdown effect when slicing zombies felt awesome. Even the guns felt really good to me. You see, a lot of the problem people had with this game is that it felt too arcadey or was nothing like Saints and Sinners. But at the same time, I think the developers knew what they were doing. See, they can't make another Saints and Sinners, or it's just going to be compared as a copycat of Saints and Sinners. Making a arcadey-like zombie hack-and-slash game set in the Walking Dead series, it just made more sense. Now, unlike Saints and Sinners, which was all about survival, this is not a survival game. And because of that, it never really builds up any meaningful tension or dread. While Saints and Sinners makes you worry about your weapons breaking down or ammo running out at the worst possible time, scarcity isn't really a problem in Onslaught. There's no backpack or physics-based items to finagle with either, which ironically takes a lot away from the clumsiness-fueled tension that made surviving Saints and Sinners such a joy. In fact, I never really came close to dying, so I have no idea what happens if you die. The most dangerous position I ever found myself in was when my headset lost tracking and my arm just started bugging out all over the place. this. So honestly, without delving into a super long, in-depth video about why this game is better, I'm gonna go ahead and keep this video short. For what this game is, if we're not even comparing itself to Saints and Sinners, I still think this game is a really good game. See, killing zombies is fun. Surviving in a zombie apocalypse is fun. But sometimes I just want to hack and slash. And even in the arena mode on Saints and Sinners, I didn't get the feeling I got with this game. And I will wholeheartedly tell you this game is great. And I wouldn't tell you not to play it. So anyway, with that being said, no. I do not think that The Walking Dead Onslaught is a bad game. And if you want to pick it up, go pick it up. And now I'm going to shut up, go back and play my VR. This has been Foxy's Reality. Thank you for watching.